Hey, yo, what's up to everybody out there? Welcome to another edition of the Roundtable Talk. I am your host, C Money, and we are back here again at the wonderful tropical park where Christmas Wonderland resides. First of all, I'd like to say happy holidays to everybody. It is after Christmas, but happy New Year's to all of y'all. I had the pleasure of visiting this place last year, and I had the opportunity to actually enjoy myself, and I decided to do a review for all of the locations in South Florida. So I said, why not just come one more time here to Christmas Wonderland? I was planning on visiting anyway, but I said I really didn't want to do a video of it, but I said let me see what they have to offer this year versus last year. If you want, you can go check out my hotspots in South Florida and click on the video from last year I did, and it will give you more. Now, with this being said, if you want to know more info, this is Christmas Wonderland. It started roughly about 3 years ago it started. I had the opportunity to go last year because of the fact that the other theme park, which is Santa's Enchanted Forest, had closed down and decided not to reopen. This is, I'm guessing, Gables, that's the name, and it's a little mini golf area, Barbecue Express. There's a lot of things here to do. I might have to do a part 2 to this. LA Factory. This is the area where you actually will go see the nativity scenes when you first come in. Now, this is a Monday that I'm doing this, so I'm actually getting a discount for $29.99. And this is, obviously, I need to tell you, this is the last week of Christmas Wonderland. And also, by me getting the Monday discount for one admission for $29.99, it actually comes up to a total of $39, which is the regular general admission price to Christmas Wonderland. But with taxes and everything, it comes out to, with $29, you have a processing fee and taxes and stuff like that, which comes out to $39. It's the same thing. If you was to do $39, it probably cost you like $40-something per person. And then they have different weekday deals that you can go to. So we're going to keep walking the area, and they have a lot of shops here and stuff like that. Now, what I will be doing, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do a video here at Christmas Wonderland, I wanted to get, first of all, this is after 5 o'clock. They opened up at 5. So this is roughly around 5:30 or so, or after 5:30. So this is one of the reasons why it's still lit. If you're coming, I suggest you come after 6 when it gets a little bit darker. So you'll probably get the full effect of the Christmas lights and everything. But as an early bird, I came out here, a little early. But one of the reasons why I did the video is because I actually wanted to do a review on all of the Christmas parks. I wanted to do Christmas Wonderland, Ripley's, believe it or not, Holiday Carnival, and of course the defunct Santa's Enchanted Forest, and give my own review of each location and say which location is best for what it is. So you have a lot of things to do here. If you check out my video from last year, it's basically the same. And of course I'll be coming next year, as well. But I had to come because this is the final week. Actually, this is the final week for everything. I have to make a correction because when I did the video for Holiday Carnival, I did see that it was supposed to be open until the mid-January. Holiday Carnival is actually only open to January 4th. I will talk about it in my review, which will probably be sometime, later this week, tomorrow, or whatever. But it is only open to the 4th. So all of these carnivals, all of these Christmas events is only open until the 4th, which is the end of this week. This Christmas Wonderland has themed areas. This is Toy Town. We've seen some of the areas. This is mostly where a lot of the kid rides are, and this was basically the same as if you was going to Santa's Forest. They have, the kids areas. Now, I must say, I like the nativity scenes, but I will be doing my full review on all of the locations later on. But I will be giving you my intake on, the rides, the nativity scenes, the events, and things like that for all 4 of the locations. Even though Santa's Enchanted Forest is no longer here, you know, I will be giving my review on what you feel is best. And you can also give your review as well. If you have a, you know, if you live down here or been down here and you say one of your favorite spots, let me know. But I know most of you probably have not been to the Holiday Carnival or been to some of these locations, but I suggest you come check it out before they're gone. You know, you have a lot of stuff here. So we're gonna keep walking because we have a lot of ground to cover. A lot of ground to cover. Now, if you're wondering, like I said, this is Tropical Park, which is off of Bird Road and the Palmetto Expressway, which is also Southwest 40th Street, at the home of the former Santa's Enchanted Forest area at Tropical Park. And Santa's Enchanted Forest, when COVID hit, they lost their contract here at the park, which, you know, they had to move to a different location, which kind of in a process made their situation even worse, because by them moving to another location, they, you know, it was hard for them. They moved to, you know, Hialeah Park at one point, and they found a location out in Medley area, which, you know, kind of made the park go down. And when the opening of Christmas Wonderland opened up, it was the last year that Enchanted Forest, Santa's Enchanted Forest, had their Christmas themed park, and it became the final year of Santa's Enchanted Forest, and it became the end of an era for, of course, your beloved Christmas, you know, thing over 40 years. Now, hopefully, Christmas Wonderland will be making a new tradition here in South Florida as becoming the main holiday attraction here in South Florida. But of course, you also have Ripley's Believe It or Not, which will probably be another new attraction that will probably be staying. And you also have the Holiday Carnival. There are a lot of good nativity scenes, and there's letters to Santas and stuff like that. So, Santa's Village. We are now leaving the nativity area, even though there's a few nativity areas. We are now heading into the Midway area. I will be getting on some rides, but I will be doing it after I finish doing this video as well.
Come on over, guys. Anyone can play it. Everyone can whatever.
You got a photo booth. You got a lot of things to do. Now, as you know, all rides are included in here. As you know, all rides are included with your admission here to Christmas Wonderland. And I didn't see Santa Claus, but he's probably somewhere in here. But we're gonna, overall, it's probably gonna take you about an hour or so to walk this park. And the reason why I say an hour, because, you know, most of the times, you know, with the nativity scenes, you want to stop and take a look at the nativity scenes, and you want to take a look at certain things. So it might take you close to an hour. I'm not going to say it's going to take you a full hour, but it might take you close to an hour to come out and with the nativity scenes and all of that. So let's not move. Now, I must say, this is probably the kiddie land where a lot of the kids' rides are at, along with the big Ferris wheel. You know, there used to be some thrill rides over here when Santa's Enchanted Forest was here, but I'm going to give my review on that later on down the line. And now we're here over, you know, we're going to go over to where most of the big attractions are, where most of the, you know, thrill rides and big attractions. Now, from what I'm seeing now, it doesn't look as much as they have a lot of thrill rides. Now, like I said, I am going to be giving my review. Oh, there's a ride there. We're going to go around. I will be giving much of my review about all of the parks, you know, later in the week. I have to do it before the end of the week. So, if y'all do want to plan to come out, best. My thing is, for these Christmas things, I recommend not to come on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. But if you want to do it, go right ahead. But I not recommend it because, a lot of these Christmas theme parks will be full and packed. As you know, this is not like Santa's Enchanted Forest. They do not offer express passes. So that means when you come in here and you want to ride, the rides you have to wait in line and wait like everybody else. Auto banner, I don't know what that is. They have some, I could say some of the rides that was here for Enchanted Forest, some stuck to their guts and stayed, and then you had some that, they had to go away and they moved. Like, there are some rides that I would truly miss. That was at Santa's Enchanted Forest, and it was one of my favorite rides, and I can tell you that is something that I will truly miss about Enchanted Forest. That they have rides that gives you that feeling of wow. And one thing that I like, they do have this little dome that has a little event show that I will be taking part of going inside to do, because I would love to see what the event is all about. But that's later on down the line. Right now, I'm going to be showing you the area. Now, on the effect of a lot of these places, because South Florida is a place to be when it comes to Christmas holidays, because at the end of the day, you want to know, hey, what is there to do in South Florida? And there's plenty to do in South Florida. Oh, they have another entrance into the Christmas Wonderland. Wow, that's interesting, because a lot of the entrances, they don't normally only have one entrance. So this is fun. All right, let's go to this way. There are a few rides that was here when Santa's Enchanted Forest existed. There are a few rides.
If you have manners outside the gate, bring them on inside the gate too.
You have here the Polar Express was one of the rides. You have here the Magnum, and of course the Crazy Mouse, which is behind the Magnum, and several. There are a few other rides that was here that are not here anymore, and there are new rides that are here. But I'm going to give you an in-depth feeling of that later on down the line. But I'm just giving you what my intake of a lot of this stuff. But this is one of the interesting things that, well, it's only halfway through, because we're at 13 minutes of the show and we haven't really been, we just went around the park. So that automatically tell you, me walking the park, I'll probably do like 15 to 20 minutes, but and that includes a little bit of stopping, not much of a stopping. But as far as the whole ambiance, probably 45 minutes, and that's including going.
Hey, what about you, sir? You want to play?
I'm okay. And that's also including looking at the nativity scenes and things like that. So this is my last show. This is not my last show of 2025, because I will be doing a review show beforehand, but this is my last, hotspots of these Christmas scenes, because I did one, the first one, I actually did one last year of Christmas Wonderland, and the first one I did this year was of Ripley's Believe It or Not Christmas Park, and then I did one of the Holiday Carnival, and then now I'm doing one of Christmas Wonderland. And I said before, the reason why I'm doing this episode, because I wanted to come out here and see what did they add differently to what they did last year. Because every year I'm not going to come out here and say, oh, I'm going to do an episode. No, I'm just going to doing this episode because there's two reasons. Number one, I want to see what they had new out here versus what they had out here last year, and because I'm doing a review of all of the Christmas theme parks down here, I'd rather for it to actually, get an understanding of what is all here and what is what, so I can, say, okay, this is my review, because I wasn't going to do a video here. I was just going to come out here, but I said, no, I might as well do a video because it will be better off to do a video to get more depth understanding of, hey, this is what's going down at the Christmas park, and this is my review of things and stuff like that, so people know, hey, this is what is what. But yeah, overall, there's some amazing food out here. You can smell the food. It's delicious. It's wonderful. I agree. They do have these tables out here where you can stand at, but of course, whenever I bring my mom, because I'm here alone, I'm by myself, whenever I bring my mom or somebody, I always say, hey, we got to find a table to sit down at. Now, this is called Rockstar, which is also called the Full Tilt. Now, the Full Tilt is one of the rides where at the top, they do tilt you forward to make it seem like you're about to fall. I don't know if the Rockstar actually does that, but this is kind of similar to the Alibaba that we've seen at the Holiday Carnival. And also, as well, like I said, I will be giving you my in-depth overall. I will be giving you information on each of the locations, on the length of the locations, the nativity scenes, the prices, the rides, the, how I should say, the convenience for everything. Because over here, this is where in my point, the legendary windstorm used to be. And we're also going to talk about that as well. So, hey. Now, let's look at this cool experience right here. This is one of the roller coasters here. I believe there's 3 of them. There's this one, there's the Crazy Mouse, and then there's one towards the back area. So we'll get an understanding of this. I actually don't know the name of this roller coaster. This is called the Techno Power here. This is a roller coaster. Of course, I'm going to be riding some of these rides about 3 or 4 times. Get to understand, because these, I'm a ride enthusiast. I love rides. There's just some rides I would not get on more than others, but this is it. I don't know if I'm going to be playing any of the games, but I know I'm going to be riding. I just want to get an understanding of riding the ride. So, okay, And the thing I like about most of these carnivals here, they're not like most fairs that say you have to have no single riders. Meaning, like, when I went to Holiday Carnival, they had the zipper out there, and the zipper said you can't have no single riders. A lot of these roller coasters and stuff say no single riders. You have to have a partner to ride the roller coasters and stuff like that. And that's what, the zipper is. The zipper is one of those rides that say, regardless of what it is, no single rider. So if you coming alone, you at least better have somebody with you. And they have another Christmas tree here that sits in the park. They have a Christmas tree back in there. And you would thought that a lot of these, they will play Christmas music. And they actually don't really play that much Christmas music. They do play Christmas music, but they do play other types of music. I always, for me, when I come to places like that, I always start out light with a light ride and then work my way up to the extreme rides. The rides that either flip you upside down or go fast and stuff like that, or swing you around. I normally do those rides later on down the line. Like, I normally do a warm-up ride because, my adrenaline, I have to get my adrenaline pumped up to get rides like that, especially rides like with these roller coasters like the ones you see in the back. I have to get my adrenaline going for these certain types of rides. So that's why I say, it's best to say, okay, Let me get there. Like this ride here, the roundup. I did do this ride at the holiday carnival, and you know, some rides they give you an adrenaline rush. So for me, it's like, hey, I gotta get my adrenaline rush to get on some certain rides and things like that. So, you know, it is what it is. I like the fact that it's not as much crowded, so I can easily get on the rides and just say, hey, let's go ride. As you can see, I'm walking around the park again for a second time because we've been already around this park, so I'm walking around again for a second time. And not only do they have concession vendors, they also have food trucks here as well. And I'm going to give you a review because there is something I want to do, a review on some, you know, at one of the spots I went to, I want to do a review. But there are a lot of food truck vendors here. Not only do they have concession stands like the little, like you see at most fairs and stuff, but they also have food vendors as well. I don't know. Let me see when the next. Shows every 15 minutes. All right, I might come back and watch the show. So it's every 15 minutes. Okay, so we're now going around. I'm eventually gonna have to head to the restroom, but we're gonna do one more walk around and then we're gonna be in. Like I said, this is Christmas Wonderland. It's a tropical park. It's a big park. One day I'm gonna have to come out and do an episode of the actual park so y'all can get an understanding of how big the park is, because I've only did episodes, you know, of Christmas Wonderland, but not the actual park. So I will have to go and say, okay, let's, you know, do an episode. This is Cliffhanger, one of the rides where you lay on your back and you glide in the air like you're flying, like hang gliding and stuff like that. So this is one of it. So Polar Express, this is one of the rides I told you that was here when Sanderson Center for it. It's a nice ride. So, okay. You want to have fun? Come on out. Come on out to Sanderson Center Forest. They're here till January 4th, which is a couple of days from now. And if you haven't checked out any of the Christmas parks here in South Florida, if you're in South Florida, check them out. If you're not in South Florida and you're in one of your other areas and you have a Christmas themed park or carnival or something going on, or just Christmas themed carnival or Christmas themed park that's going on, don't hesitate to go check it out. You know, check out the prices, try to get some of their best deals. I didn't know that they had a Monday deal, and I actually ended up getting a deal for the Monday deal. So check them out. You know, don't hesitate to do it. Christmas is maybe over, but the holiday spirit and the holiday fun is still here. So don't be afraid to check out, you know, some of the, and get in the holiday spirit, you know, because this is where it's at to have fun and to enjoy yourself, well, you know, for the holiday spirit. So this is what it is, you know. Some of these rides I might not get on because I'm like, like the crazy mouse, like, but then on some rides I'm like, okay, you know, I might get on. But the Orbiter, that's one of the rides and stuff like that. This is, I believe, the Sea Ray. That was basically here as well too. And of course you have bumper cars. What is a carnival or a fair or Christmas theme park will be without bumper cars, which is remotely called scooters. And of course, there's over hundreds of food options here, either hundreds or thousands of food options that are here at Christmas Wonderland. So this is something that you literally want to try out when you come to these theme parks. It's not just about the rides and stuff, because I know there's a lot of people like my mom that don't ride and get on rides and stuff like that. But it's basically the food and the atmosphere of these rides. And I kid you not, the experience is phenomenal between the nativity scene and the rides and the shows that they produce. I don't think I've seen any shows except for that dome show that they have, because they used to have more shows here, but I don't see any of the other shows. So I'm guessing that's it. We're gonna take a look at the Genesis ride. This is one of the rides that I probably will be riding. Let's check it out. Let me get a back up. Now, Genesis was one of the rides a few years before Santa's Enchanted Forest closed. They entered the Santa's Enchanted Forest family of rides. And when they closed and moved, well, when COVID hit and they closed and they reopened back up, they never came to the new location along with several other rides. And when Christmas Wonderland came, a few of the rides, like the Magnum and a lot of other rides that was here with Santa's Enchanted Forest was here, ended up staying here when Christmas Wonderland opened up. I don't know if it's with the same company or what, or it's a different company, but I was told from the operator of these rides, they own these rides and they go to different parts and they're not really under one brand of companies, which I don't know how true that is, but if you look up some of these brands like Hildebrand or Midway Amusements or North America Midway and a lot of these other, amusement companies, they do have on their website when they are going to be in certain areas. Like I know for the Dade County Youth Fair, they have Midway. No, Dade County Youth Fair is North America Midway or whatever. And I think Holiday Carnival had Hildebrand because I seen it on when you enter the Holiday Carnival. And I don't know who's doing Ripley's, believe it or not, and I don't know who's doing this, but a lot of these carnival companies, they do have it to where they do have, well, if you go on the website, sometimes you can view the rides that they will be having at their set locations. I know when me and a friend of mine went to the Palm Beach State Fair in Palm Beach County, on their website they'll tell you the rides that they're going to have there at the fair. So a lot of these companies, when they do have their events, they'll tell you, okay, these are the rides we're going to have, so you know what rides we're having when you get to these locations. So that's basically what it is, and I don't know if they have it here at Christmas Wonderland. Here's another ride called the Screamer. Now this ride is a popular ride. This is one of the rides they had at the Holiday Carnival. But with that ride, it was because of the fact that the ride at the Holiday Carnival had two of them. They had one in the front and one in the back. And if it got full, you let people go on at the one on the back side. But this only has one leg, so it doesn't have two legs. So when it gets full, it gets full. But this is one of the rides I'll be riding too. But all right. I just wanted to give you an understanding of Christmas Wonderland. I will be doing a review. Don't forget to comment at the bottom of this page if you've been to Christmas Wonderland this year. Don't forget to comment at the bottom of this page if you've been to any of the other ones, Ripley's, Believe It or Not, or the Holiday Carnival. Also, you can comment at the bottom of their page, or you can also comment at the bottom of this page. You can also email me, roundtable00@yahoo.com. If you want to do your overall review, which I will be doing in the next segment, you can also do it as well. You can do it on this episode and comment at the bottom of this page, but you can also do it when I do the review, which will be coming up in a day or two as well. And you can give your intake of everything there now and as well. So all right, this is it. I am at Christmas Wonderland at Tropical Park. I am about to go and use the restroom and about to get ready to enjoy some rides and foods. Email me, roundtable00@yahoo.com. Also, you can comment at the bottom of this page as well. Don't forget to check out my other Hotspots episodes, Hotspots in South Florida, which also includes a video of Ripley's Believe It or Not Christmas Park, a video of the Holiday Carnival, and also a video last year of Christmas Wonderland at Tropical Park last year in 2024. All right, this is my time to go. As always, stay blessed, stay safe, stay hydrated. It's kind of cool out here, so I don't really need to stay hydrated. I just need to, give up my adrenaline for these rides. But I will see you in the next episode. And once again, happy holidays to all of y'all. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Happy Kwanzaa, Feliz Navidad. And I will see y'all in the next episode. Take care.